Okay, so yeah, sorry for that minor. So yeah, basically, I was trying to explain this. So we need to access our Chrome console. So that's basically it. So when you access your Chrome console, it's like a whole new world entirely. Like you use it to test, you use it to do a lot of things. The This element you used to test for HTML and CSS code. This is where your HTML and CSS code is. Let's say if I go to a website now, like let's say I go to google.com, or I type um let's go to google.com. For people that already know, this is something that you already know. So if I go to the element, I would see the HTML and CSS that they use to build Google. I can literally check for the input. Like basically, I can find anything. I can find the exact place where people input this. And so you can basically use this to construct, like you can highlight different things, different parts using your elements of your properties. Like I can say that this div now, if you look at this highlight, I have a div with a name of A4BLC. That's what this is showing here. If you look at this part, you can see that. So basically, you can use this to 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 debug and do a lot of things. So this is just showing you this div. This div contains the Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, Pidgin, whatever. So this div has the class of this. I don't even know how classes will be named with this, but God knows Google is something else. So yeah, um, if you notice this blue line and this yellow line, the yellow line is for margin, the blue line is for padding. You notice all these things are just things that you will learn over time when you start doing web development. But that's not the point of this class. The console is the part that we're interested in right now. So the console is going to. So if you look at the console, this you can write your JavaScript code here, and you can and see the output. So you can do something like um. Come on, give me a second. You can do something like this, like alert, hello, hello, coders, and then do this. Then it shows you an alert pop up. Basically, this is your console. This is where you like do things. You can do addition here. You can do 2 plus 2 plus 3, and they give you 5. You can do multiplication, 5 5 times 5, you give 25. Basically this is your console and it helps. You can do a lot of things here. So yeah, so there is a source. The source is, you can create code snippets in your source. Let me permit so much later. So let me show you what that does. So this is your sources. So if you notice, I have code snippets here that I created in my source. So if you don't want to use your terminal, you can just use your source. So you can get, this is just like, this was a for loop I did to create something. Let me show you guys what I did so you guys can see. Okay, let me comment this out and uncomment this. So something I did I was actually proud of on do this. So if I run this, it does this. I know you guys cannot see the console. This is console here. Look at the down console here. Like that's the output of whatever I did. It's one of the projects that you guys work on, sha, something like that. So yeah, this is your source tab. This is where you run code snippets. You need to create a new file. So like this is test, this anagram, this same. These are all code snippets I did. Maybe if I was, most of them, I was working on challenges on HackerRank, so I just come here to create code snippets and then post the solutions. This is something I did with regex. So that's not the issue for Nasha. Um okay, so yeah, there's network. Network tab shows you, let me show you guys network. So click here, network. Network tab shows you all the files that you loaded. If I refresh, you notice that this is some of these files, favicons. So you can click here to just select all the JavaScript files. That the JavaScript files that Google sends to your laptop, so js.js. So this is one of the files that they send. You can click on CSS files. So this shows you the CSS file that Google is using to send to you. XHR fetch. These are files that have queries, fetch requests, and other. I don't know you guys can understand. But this is media. Let me refresh. And the image shows you the images that this file is using. This Google web page using. So the fonts, so basically this network tab you can use to test like a lot of things, especially on the network aspect of the website. You can use it to do a lot of things basically. So yeah, let's go to the next performance memory application. So basically this is just showing you the kind of tools that are in this your browser that you might have but you don't know. Sometimes you add there like I use Redux and Lighthouse. These ones are the ones I added to them because I'm using React. So you can use them to tweak, edit, to make modifications on your website or your web app. Okay, so let's move over. Okay, so this is just showing you how the console works. So these are input data and argument and output. So when you use console, let me show you an example. Console, go to our console, clear this. Uh, let's just take our console up. So you can do console console.log. Always put your variables or what you want to type in your console, like everything. Put them in with those two. I don't know what to call them. Hello world. I don't know what people call them. So this is just outputs, just showing what the console does. So yeah, if you have any questions, just put them in the chat. I would answer them. Okay. Okay. So yeah, writing codes on the browser. So this is the console. This shows you. You guys can go through resources later. These are the people that just did console, hello world, console this. So you can console different things. You can show different things in your console. Like if I console hello world like this, it come out like this. If I do it like this, hello world. If I if I console welcome to JavaScript, that is a JavaScript challenge, it will come out exactly like this in the console. So what this means is that your console is actually basically just where you output your code. Just basically like a way to see the result of what you're doing, like all your coding, everything. Okay, so now let's move over to comments. So if you're writing a code and you don't you don't want like the the compiler to read that code. Like when people write codes, sometimes they just have leave comments there for people that would go through the code later so that they will understand what they did. So their type of code comment is what they call single line comment. Um, so you can comment like this. Let me give you an example. My code editor should be open. This is my code editor. Let me clear this. I'm sure you guys don't want to see this. I did this one days ago. So yeah, this is my code editor. This is what I use. I use this VS Code, Visual Studio Code. Is what I'll be using for this like this training most of the time. So this is live. I just used a server called Live Server. Let me off it now. So how to get it is that when you get your VS Code, you go here and you search for extensions, Live Server, Live Server. So this Live Server, um, you you install it and it creates a server for your code. So you don't really necessarily have to like get another kind of server. You just need to use Live Server to host your code. So if I do log, log, and I do hello world, People were asking what kind of I have a lot of crazy extensions. I don't know if you guys are interested to know them, but too many extensions that are very, very crazy. But let's do that. So when I do this and I go live, okay, let me you notice that the hello world is here. Like I wrote my code here, and then this is the output. Can anybody understand like what happened and how why that happens? I would like somebody to like try and see if they can like explain how my code from my code editor here like got displayed like on my browser here on the console. Does anybody want to try going on to meet themselves? But so explain now. Hello?
Yeah,
Yeah, explain to them now. Let them know. Like
show me this
okay,
thing.
yeah, so like I did the control log on my VS code and then it outputs the output on my the output here. Hello. I'm sure some people don't really understand what why that happened or what caused that to happen. So
Okay.
that's like
A simple explanation. Basically, he already mentioned the dev tools. So, and the console is part of the dev tool that you can see there beside elements console. You see console and sources. So, and the console has a lot of functions that can be run in it. There's console.log, there's console.table, there's console.sort, and so on and so forth. So basically, he console logging hello world. Please switch back to the hello world.
sorry, let me remove this. I was just playing around with someone like I this I,
Okay. So now the format he's using in the console log, that's the hello world in the bracket. You can see he used double quotes. So using double quotes means it's like in string format. String format is basically saying it is not a number, it is like an actual word, is it like set of either words or a sentence or so. You can put like a sentence in between the air quotes. So when you console.log air quotes hello world, it will log it on the console and show you whatever you put in between the air quotes, which is hello world. So can you remove the air quote so that we'll see what happens if
okay.
like you don't?
If you notice
Yeah.
I used to this red squiggly line.
uh
So it's
So
let's do that. Hello world, save it, and then go to our browser. Are you seeing
see
this line?
up to GS1.
Let's clear this and refresh. Up2 GS1. It means that up2 file, up2.js. This is the file name, up2.js, right? Then on line one, okay, let's take it from line one to let's say let's take it to um line five and save. And we see exactly like what up2.js5 means that on line five there is something that is wrong somewhere. And then what did he say? He said missing. So basically, he didn't tell me the actual like the true like error, but then he tried his best to be able to, because if I put another this like he says missing this, I put this, like it's still not going to be the solution to the problem. It's still going to simply missing. So basically, that's what the solution. So you have to just know that he tried his best to explain what is going wrong. So it's not the best of solutions. So basically, now your result comes at the world. So we're going to be explaining comments, multi-line comments. Programming languages are similar to human language. So I would come in. Give me a second. Let me explain comment. So if I want to okay, I wrote a program now that does, let's say I wrote a for loop for, let's say I have a, should I write a for loop now? Let's say I have, let x is equal to 20, and I have another code. Like let's say I want to use app one or this first app.js, and I want to do something there, and I want people, some people don't have access to this particular file, and I want to leave a comment and say, I can do this. Um, X is, let me admit this person. I can say the value of X is actually 20. So this is a comment in the sense that the browser or the compiler will not be able to get access to it. Just a comment. You can write anything here. You can have like comments, like just put things here. So it's going to explain to people, or if some people have like mental notes, so they write these things down so that whenever they go back to their code, they can actually have, like, they can see it and they can understand what they did. All right. With us then. So you can just put this, and then it's not going to actually reflect on your, not going to reflect anywhere on your screen. Like it's not going to show at all. I don't know if anybody understand what I'm trying to say. It's a comment. So yeah. Okay, let me move on. So there's single line comment and there's multi-line comment. Okay, this is a multi-line comment. Let me show you this. The multi-line comment. It means that the comment, like if I do a single line comment and I go to the next line, if you notice that it does not continue, the color changes from green to blue. So it means that this is going to be a code, and the comment ends on line 7. But in multi-line comment, if you have this, you can actually put your you can have this, you can write your comment, and then it's not going to affect your code running at all. Like basically, this is a multi-line comment. And always remember to close your comments. Like if you don't close your comments, you're going to get errors. So that's multi-line comments. So this is talking about syntax. It said programming languages are similar to human languages, English or any other language. Phrases, sentences, compound sentences, and every other, and other ways, other more to convey a meaningful message. English meaning of syntax is the arrangement of words and phrases, well-formed structure in a language. So basically, what it's trying to say is that every language or every programming language has syntax. It means that programming languages are just like normal languages that human beings speak. So, but then this language is spoken to the computer. The computer understands these languages. So it's not for human beings to understand, it's for computers to understand. The technical definition of syntax is structure of statements in a computer language. Programming language have syntax. JavaScript programming language, or like other programming language, has its own syntax. If we do not write the syntax that JavaScript understands, it will raise different types of errors. So yeah, this is just explaining to you that JavaScript has its own syntax. So now let's try arithmetics. Now let's do. I'm gonna try this. I know we've tried it before, but let's just try it again. So we're gonna do this. So we're gonna do gonna add. Let's comment all these ones. We're commenting them line by line. Give me a second. Okay. So this first line is an addition. So I'm going to output 2 plus 3 in the console. It's going to give me 5. And then I'm going to going to output. So yeah, you can actually comment your code if you don't want it to run. You can comment it. See what I just did now. Like if I uncomment this code, this first one, you're going to get two different answers, like 5 and 1. But if I comment, say 5, you notice that there's only one that comes out. can actually comment your code and you can. So let me comment this guy and uncomment this guy. So we have 2 times 3, which give you 6. P divided by 2. I don't know what I'll give you. So that will give you 1.5. Let's comment this guy out. Do 3 modulus 2, give you 1. That means 3 divided by 2. The remainder of that will give you 1. That's modulus. Finding the remainder. So when you do 3 times 3 raised power 2, give you 9. This is just saying that you can do basic arithmetics with your. So now this explain the code editor itself. So this is the Visual Studio Code we are going to be using. Let me. I don't know if people use. So let's go to VS Code. VS Code for Windows. For Mac, Linux, Windows. Everybody has access to VS Code. So this is VS Code, and it's code of visualstudio.com. That's the name of the website, and it's very very important as a developer to use VS Code. Other code editors people recommend, but I recommend VS Code because it's what the community is using. So it's what community is using and it's very very good. So in the VS Code, there are a lot of settings. Like a lot of ways to like you can click, you can add. This is where you have access to files. You can create a new file. You can do a lot of things like new window, new file, and this this can use this to search for items. This is source control when you are using Git and the rest. This is for debugging. You want to run and debug your whatever you want to debug. This is for extensions. Extensions are tools or apps that make your code easier. Like auto import helps me a lot. So like if I'm importing something in JavaScript or React and I don't want to stress myself knowing the directories I'm trying to import, auto import helps. All these extensions help you a lot and they make your coding very very simple. .env, Docker, a lot of these, yes, all these ones they actually help a lot. So some of these other ones don't come normally with normal installation, but I have them here. Okay, so yeah, so you can create a new folder, you can create a new file. So let me let me do something. Let me delete all the files I have and create new ones for you guys to see. So I'm going to delete this and this and this. So in this folder, I call this folder JS Banter and create a file called index.html. I create a file called app.js. So normally in my index.html, I have this thing called code snippets. This should help me to just sorry, help me to like it's already a template to get my HTML code ready. So I want to import my app.js now into this HTML file so that I can use my JavaScript. So I have script source. This helps me to import my app.js. If you notice my app.js pops up. This is an extension that helps me to do all these things. So I have so that now this code is linked. My app.js is linked to my index.html. So any code I write here would obviously work here. So they are linked together. And basically that's what that is explaining. So you can create a new folder, create a new file, toggle, you can install packages, and click here to close the project. So basically, this is just showing you live server, how to install live server. I think I've already done that. And then a simple alert. So adding JavaScript to a web page, there are different kind of ways to add JavaScript to a web pages. Inline script, internal script, and external script, and multiple external scripts. Inline script is something like this now. Um, So inline script is something like this, where you have like in your HTML, you have your title and your body, then you have a button. Okay, let me try something like this now. So let me show you what I'm trying to show. So in this body, I have let's see, I have h1 or h2 of hi hi coders. Check my website and then it should be there. Fresh. Hi coders. And I have a button. says click me. It didn't click me for my buttons. I don't know why. So this button says click me, and then when I click it, it does nothing. So now I want to make this button functional. I want to give this button functionality. I want this button to respond to me. So when I click it, I want it to do something. So I can say on click the alert. So it's going to give me an issue. I want to use. So when I click this button, let's get an alert. Hello world. So this is inline JavaScript, means that I have my button and I have a JavaScript function inside my HTML file, not on my external app.js, but here in the JavaScript in the HTML file. So basically just saying that you can have JavaScript in your HTML file, you can have it outside your HTML file. So yes, so you can also have it in your script tag. You can also have a script tag. Instead of doing this, you can have a script tag, something like this now. This is a script tag. And this script tag you can write a JavaScript, you can write something like you can write a JavaScript file, you can write console.log, you can write console.log welcome. So what this does is that you have your JavaScript file in your HTML file, but you cannot just put JavaScript file in HTML. You have to use a script tag to put it, or you have to, if it's inline, there's a way to put it there. Like on click now helps you to have your JavaScript file inline. So your script tag is going to help you put your JavaScript file in your HTML file, but with script tag, meaning that everything here, everything between this script tag is JavaScript. So if you save it and you go to your browser, you refresh, you open your console, see welcome, see welcome here. So basically, you have different ways to put JavaScript file. These are the ways, these are the two ways. Um, so now the external one is the one that we recommend because most of the time people should always keep their JavaScript files away from their HTML and CSS files. So when you have a JavaScript file outside, it's going to be easier for you to do all your stuff, like separate different functionalities. Like yeah, so what I'm saying is it's going to help you separate your different functionalities. Like having your script tag here is not always the best. Let me remove this. So let me do script and this source, the app.js. So it's advisable to have your alert here, you know, alert, your hello world here, than having it in your index.html file. When you go there, you see your hello world here. So it just helps you separate your load. So you can write all your JavaScript files here. JavaScript, you can write everything here, and then your HTML goes here, and you put your HTML whatever. This is not a HTML class, or it's not a web development class, but basically you cannot do without these things. So I would have preferred not to have talked about HTML, but so this is a multi-line script. So you can have different script tags. So if I have another JavaScript file here now named um, yes, I can also link it to this file here, named ebook.js. So let's say this first ebook does not happen. So let me do alert 1, 2, 3, and then This one has another alert of alert. Let's see, 456. And let's go to our document. This is that 123 comes, 456 comes too. So they are both linked to this index.html file. So one run for the other one. I think app run for Ibuka. So but they are both linked. You can have multiple JavaScript files linked to one file. So now we're going to go over data types. This is very, very important in JavaScript. Um, JavaScript and also other program languages. There are different kinds of data types. There, there are data types: string, number, boolean, undefined, and symbol. Let's copy this. So let's use this. Move this. I'm going to card just give me a second. So yes, so we have string, we have number. So how do we represent this? So if you go to string, so a string is how do you a collection of one or more characters between two or more single quotes, double quotes, or backticks. Example, I have food, you know, I have money. There's basically just characters. We can have special characters. We can have this, all this. So this is a string collection of one or more characters between two single quotes, double quotes, or backticks. Example is Asbella, Finland, JavaScript is a beautiful programming language. I love teaching. You know, I hope I hope you're enjoying the first day. We also you can also create a string using backticks. But this backticks is I think it's the character before your number one on your keyboard. So when you type this, you can use it to create strings too. So it's kind of like a way to also create strings too, instead of using just you can use this, you can use this, any single quote, double quotes, and backticks strings. So your boolean, so there's true and false. Boolean means if you know logic, you know that there's true or there's false logic. So booleans help you to so booleans is either a true or false value. Any comparison returns a boolean value, whether it's true or false. A boolean data type is either true or false. So let me comment all this. There's true and there's false. So these can these are data types, they are booleans. Um there's undefined. So if you don't if you just declare a variable, let's say I said let x and I don't assign a value to it. Let's x. Then we consider log s. Consider log then consider log x. If you notice when we are considering the log x, now we don't put this backticks again. We don't put these things because we're no more calling a string. We're not having this is a variable. A variable means something that holds value. Like it holds a value. Let's say we'll give this value of 4. So this 4 is stored in this x. So now this x is no more a string, it's not a variable because it holds value. So if you do console log x, you put this x in your backticks, it means that you want to console log x as a string. So what you just see is x. Let me show you. So what you just see is x. If you do x, y, z, this, that's what you see. But then if you want to show the 4, the x that we just did, when you save this and you run, you're going to get 4. Okay. So basically, what this is explaining to you that variables hold value while strings are just basically what they are just strings. So does anybody has any question? Does anybody has any question yet? Okay. Okay, I'm going to send this to the Git link to the GitHub so you guys can follow along too. So very sure we'll soon be done, Chad. It shouldn't take so long for us to be done. Alright, let's go back to this. So there's undefined. Undefined means that when you declare a variable but you don't assign value to it, you can also assign a value to null, an empty value, nothing. So you can check for data types. Let's say you have a data type and you don't know what it is, you can check for it. So now let's just run through this. Um let's run through this. Okay, so we're gonna give me a second. So we're gonna start with the first one. So the type of this as banner um double in a single quote, back single quote is a string. So when we check the type of when we use type of is a way to check a property of anything you put. So if you have I have like let's say let x is equals to false, and I do console log type of x. Let's do this. Oh sorry. Let's do this while we comment this out. So we'll notice that um, x is boolean. It shows that it's boolean here. So this just explains to you that type of tells you the type of what the type of like the data type of the value that you are imputing. The type of 5 to show you number. If you do type of this guy is going to show you a string. Something's up so I don't confuse you guys. The type of this is true. Type of null. Okay, this is a very complex one. This type of null. There's still so much. Type of null should not show you object type, but that's how it is. So type of undefined will show you. Sure, give me a second. Type of undefined will show you undefined. That just explain the type of the proper the type of the data type. So comment again. There's single line comment and multi-line comment. I'm sure you guys already know about that. So variables. Following example of valid JavaScript variables. So variable has say a valid JavaScript variable must have the following rules. The JavaScript variable should not begin with a number. So you cannot name a variable with a number. You cannot start a variable name with a number. A valid variable does not allow special characters except dollar sign and underscores. A JavaScript variable name follows a camel case. So if you're naming a variable now, say I'm naming this let x. I can say um value value of value of x. So basically what this is showing that this camel case means that okay, let's see hotel man. Every word as every word ends, the second word begins with a capital letter. So camel camel case. This is the proper way to name your variables. Camel ends with small letter L. The case starts with capital letter C. So something like if I want to name a variable now, house boy, house boy, something like this. So house, the house starts with small letter, the boy starts with capital letter B. So that's how to name a variable. If you notice, first name, last name, capital city, age, is married. This is something that you will see very much. Is married, something like this. So when you want to name a conditional, so you can say is married, is true, is false. So basically, these kind of things you will see them a lot. It starts small letter, married, starts capital letter, city, first name, married. The numbers should be like this. So basically, this is how you name variables in JavaScript. So examples of invalid variables, something like this now. Giving of errors, something like this. First name. If you notice, my VS Code already cancelled it. So it's showing that there's an error here. You cannot name a variable like this. It's not work. Like this one this font, something like font. I'm going to give you error. They're not going to work. So you have to know how you name variables. So let us declare variables with different data types. So let's do this. Let's comment this out. So declaring different variables with different data types. So we have let this is the first name of a person, last name of a person. So this is how we declare variables with different data types. These variables are all strings from line 26 to line 30, 29. They are all strings. Line 30 to line 30 is a number, and line 31 is a boolean. If you notice, this is how we name our data types of variables. If you consider log all of them, they're going to come out exactly the same way. So if you consider log first name, you're going to get the name you put on your first name. Last name will consider log the last name. The country will consider log Finland. Um, the age you consider log 100. Is married you consider log true. Okay, so declaring variables with number values. So let's copy this so I can see it. For this over here. I say let age is equal to 100. So this age years. So this is 100. Const. We use let and const to declare our variables. A const means it's a constant. It means that you cannot change the value later. So if I let me show you, let me give you an example of const. Give me a second. So let's say I have const boy name is I have a very weird name of my variable sha. It's let's say his boy's name is Ebuka. I cannot do let boy name. I cannot change it again to let's say Musa. If I save it and I go to my browser, I am going to get an error. The boy name has already been declared. If you notice on line 36, the boy name has already been declared. So but if I change this const to let and I consider log boy name to log boy name, I'm going to see let me use var so that should make life easier for us. The boy name has already declared. So basically you cannot declare a variable that you've already assigned. Normally it's meant to be able to change values, but I don't know why this is an error here. So okay, let's go back to what we're doing. So we're using let and const. Gravity is a constant basically. So the gravity has 9.8. Let's say you're working on a project now that requires you to have like the value of gravity, which is 9.81, and you don't want it to change. You don't want someone to come and change gravity to like 3.542 or something. So you're going to use const, to declare that variable. So const boiling point of water too is also like it's also a constant too, 100 degrees centigrade. Once pi is a constant, pi is 142, and not going to change anytime from now. So use let for things that are not really constant, and then const for things that are constant. So when you console log gravity, boiling point, and pi, you're going to get the values as 9.81, 100, and 3.142. So um so declaring variables can also be declared in one line separated by comma. So you can name them like this. So you can name variables like this, like this. So this can also be this can also be done. You can name your name, all your variables can be on one line, but I don't advise it because it's not really clean. So it's best to just have your variables on separate lines. It's, you know, make your code a little bit cleaner. This is a better way to declare your variables than just having them on one straight line. So if anybody does this, but that's just punishment. So this just explain to you the values you get from your console. So when you use your console, this tells you where the file, this hello world.js is the file. The apostrophe, the semicolon one shows that it's on line one. Introduction.js one means that this file is from introduction.js and is on line one. As Bena, all the other files tells you that from main.js, line one, two, and three. So that way you can actually like know where your if you're debugging, you can know where your errors are coming from. So they said create a single. Okay, these are the tasks. We'll just do some, and then we'll just give you guys to go over this, and then do like I think from 6 to 10. It's quite very simple. So I'll probably do one, two, and three, or one, two, and then I'll. You guys can do like 6 to 10 on your own. You can do everything, and then we'll show you how to submit.
Please, sorry, Toshiku,
Yeah,
can I ask something?
yeah. What's up?
Can you go back to that Visual Studio Code again? The
Okay.
last code that you wrote
Yeah.
on line 40, why is the name function there crossed out?
The name function is crossed out. I really don't know why. The name is duplicated. Okay, this is my I think is my code editor that's actually like going extra over the board. But let me change from name to let's see boy. Sure, let's see what I do crossed out. She's no more crossed out. It was saying that the name function deprecated. Basically, it's just going overboard. It's reading that
Okay,
name
so does
as
that mean like moving forward now, if you are, let me say, programming for a company, you cannot use name in the whole
well.
like block
Uh,
of code?
you can actually use name. You can actually use name. It's just a variable name. It's not something serious. It's like a holder. Is used to store
And
values. Yeah. So now I want to store this guy now. I don't want to be typing. I don't want to be typing as this guy's name now as Bena or whatever his name is. Sounds like something that
yeah, I understand
yeah.
that.
So I
Okay,
just put
okay.
this here. I don't want to put 20, 23. I will just put like age. Let age is this. Yeah. So you get what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
It's
So
just the fact that that name is crossed out, and I
okay,
was
okay,
having that
okay,
same
okay, okay,
issue as
okay,
well. That
okay,
was all.
okay, okay, okay. All right,
Okay, thank you.
yeah. So we're just going to do one or two exercises, and then you guys can so write a single line comment which says so. I'll just do this because it's actually simple. Single line comment. Single line comment starts with this, and you say we should write a single line comment that says comments can make code readable. So it means that comments help you to be able to read your code, or people to read your code basically, other people to read your code. So write another single line comment which says welcome to the JavaScript. So single line comment. Single line comment. So basically these are comments. Then I said write a multi-line comment which says comments can make code more readable. Okay, so let's write a multi-line comment. So this these things are going to help you practice. Like there are a lot of there are 10 questions here. So they're going to help you practice. And as a developer, you need to practice. You constantly need to practice trying challenges. So the more you practice, the better for you. So I'm gonna do this. This and this. This is how to write a multi-line comment. It means that you can write multiple lines and then your comment will still be valid. So comments can make your code readable, easy to use. They can go as long as being extra can make your code. So basically, this is a multi-line comment. So I've done the first three. Uh, create a variable. Let's do number four. Create a variable address file, and declare variables. Assign them and assign string boolean. All right, let's copy. Let me do number four. I think that will be the last one I'll do. You create a variable name. Um, variable file.js. Let's create a file.js variable. Okay, variable.js. Variable.js. Okay, and it said declare variables and assign string, boolean, undefined, and all data types. So string is you should declare variable. So a variable is a holder, a placeholder. So let's say variable one. Let's var variable one to be equal to a string. Um, let's say the string is holders and um, so variable one is holders. This is a string. Um, boolean. Let variable two should be boolean, which is either false or true. So this is boolean. Then undefined, let x. So if you just declare a variable and you don't, if you just assign a variable, if you just declare a variable, you don't assign it, it's actually undefined. Like it's not defined. Like let's say variable three now, variable three, don't put any value in it. Undefined, like there's no definition of the variable, so it's just there. And no, you can still let variable four, variable four equal to null. So the reason why we do this is because sometimes you might want to get you might want to change this variable for later, but for now I don't want it to contain anything. So let's say you want it to have maybe basically how we do it is in programming that you want to fetch APIs, but for the meantime you don't want the variable to contain anything. You just want it to be empty. So you just can put null. Then later when you're done your whole stuff and then you get your variables, you not automatically change your null to your string or your array, whatever. But for now, just leave it as null. Just like a starting point of your code where it contains null. So um so that's all the types that we've just discussed right now. So this type from 5 to 6 to 7 to 8, 5 to 10, you guys can try it out on your own. And let me show you how we are going to be submitting these tasks. So basically, um, well, I created. This is my GitHub. Let me create a new repo, and I'm gonna name it coders. Then I don't know if anybody knows how to use GitHub here. I'm just gonna do a small demo. Coders, then repo. This GitHub by the way. So I've created a repo. So what I'm going to do now is that you guys are going to do is you're going to create your your files like this. and then all your code now. This is my assign. This is my task four. Let me just move this. So I'm going to using. Sorry, man, sorry. So if you already have Git on installed on your system, it should not be an issue. So we're going to use Git. So I'm going to do Git init to initialize Git on my system. I'm going to Git add everything. What you call that? I don't know. You guys should think. I don't know. Git explaining Git is not my best. It's not my best. I don't know if anybody can explain better than I do. Please, if you can explain Git better than I do, please you can share your screen and do something. I don't know if anybody has like anybody can explain Git better than me because I'm not the best person to explain Git. I just know how to do it, but explanation of Git is not really my strongest point. Does anybody want to try? Or should I just continue?
Continue.
Okay, let me continue. So I'm going to Git add and I'm going to commit. So I'm going to leave a message. Say coders then first task. So yeah, I've added my. So I'm going to now that I've committed my I've created my commits. Now I'm going to push. I need to have this. Where's my GitHub again? So I need to have this Git remote. I'm going to add remote origin to it. So I'm going to copy this and paste it here. I'm going to add my remote origin to it, and I'm going to git push. Basically, this is just explaining to you how to like if you look at the if you look here, they give you a step by step on how to actually push your code. If it's a new repository and an existing repository, so basically it just help you. So now I push. Okay, it gives me error. Okay, this error is actually due to something that I've been battling with now. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, I have two GitHub accounts, one for work and one for my normal like use. But sometimes when I try to push, they get conflicts. This my center office is my office, my company work, and then Whitechapel is my personal. So basically, I cannot push because of that error, and I cannot forward. So I always get a 403 whenever I try to push. But something I will resolve later, sha. So, but basically, that's just how to push your code to GitHub. And when you're done and you refresh, your code will actually be here on this GitHub page. So you can watch tutorials on GitHub. And then when you're done, um, but please can you send the link to the Google form that they will submit to? I think I sent it to you. Just post it there so that you'll submit it, and then it's going to the form is going to when you submit the form. Do you have it, Abby?
Mm.
Yeah. So when you
Yeah, I
submit,
have it. I'll
yeah,
send.
yeah, when you submit the form to the Google form, there's going to be a reply, and the reply is going to give you a URL, a link to the Slack channel that we'll be using. So basically, that's just it for the class of today. Thank you for your time. Does anybody have any question, suggestion, anything? Does anybody want to say anything?
Okay, so today's class let me covered up to sorry
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
today's class covered up to I think lesson 3 of this 30-day
No, no, no.
30 days
It's just
JavaScript.
no, just the first day. Oh. Just the first day. Yeah,
Are you sure?
yeah, just the first day.
Yeah, it's in the first day. Okay, it's the first day.
It's the first day actually. It's just the first day. You cannot. Day three is not this simple now. Come on. This is just the one introduction. Everybody is getting happy and jolly, jolly. It's nothing serious. Day two and day three.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
so.
the what I'm asking, Sha, the many stuff that we'll be doing, is it going to be every Saturday? Like the next, is day
Yeah,
two going
yeah.
to be next week?
That's the plan. The plan is because we don't want to choke people. We don't want to choke people's
Okay.
time, so we just want it to space out. So it's just something like just do 2 hours, 1 hour of your time. Just come do and you're
Okay.
done. Nothing
Okay.
serious that much. So
Okay.
if you want to,
Let me quickly address those that are on their mobile devices. So earlier on, I already posted an app that you can use to code and do this thing, and like so you're able to like submit your code now. So when you are supposed to, let me when you like open the form link that I just sent to the message, instead of you trying to push to GitHub and everything, from solo learn, you save your code and share. When you want to share it, it generates a link automatically. So in the place of GitHub URL, those that are on solo learn should submit their solo learn URL. I hope that is understood. So I think that should be all from me.
okay, so thank you and have
Sorry,
a
how do you get the video recording?
uh the video recordings are for those that actually are in night class. Every other person that did not signify interest or be in night class does not have any access to video recording. That's basically how we do it. So that was
And why is
that's
that?
eh
And why is that?
because we expect everybody to be here, like to be in the class and understand. If you don't have any question, if you have any questions, you can ask and we'll explain. We have a lot of maybe time to go
I'm using
through.
my phone, so the front is kind of small for me to. So I'll use the video class to do my assignment and be able to.
If you want to, you can join the night class. I would send that's the only place I can actually send the URL of the video recording. I'm not sending it to the normal group because you don't want people to just be in the group and not join the classes. Basically, because it's very important to be in the classes and learn. That's just the logic behind it. So if you want to have access to the night classes, that's fine. But for the normal video, we're not putting it in any other place, only in the night classes. So yeah, if anybody has any question, anything that you don't understand, variables, how to use type of, just you can just pick up. Will help you.
Okay, for the extension that you had on
Yeah,
the VS Code, can
yeah.
you send some of the
Ah,
important ones, maybe like the names?
okay. I am going to. I'm going to type. Okay, pretty. How do I do it? Do I just type in the comment section?
No, maybe on WhatsApp or something.
Okay. I'll do
Send it
that.
on the WhatsApp.
I'll do that. I have like
Thank
very key extensions that I use. There's one I even found out recently that's very crazy. I'll send all of them. Don't worry.
you. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. So any other question? Any other question, suggestion, opinions? We have people that are just quiet in this group. What's going on? Okay, if you understand, if you're clear, if you don't have any issue, just type where I understand or I understood or something. Yeah, just say something. Yes. But if nobody has anything to say, then this is the end of the class. Yeah, so
They are still observing. That's why.
they are still observing. Now just begin now. Now busy beginning something. No observation there. Just variables. I'm sure everybody gets that now. That's very simple. Yeah. I thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
It's a
sure.
great work. You're welcome. Understood, Cambridge. Somebody's joining. Somebody's joining class now.
Hey, Wahala.
Wahala, let me finish. Oh. All right, now, guys, take care. We'll chat on the group. Just
Okay.
yeah.